divine army, if you will. For example, in Job 38, verse 7, he describes the morning when God laid the foundations of the earth, and it says that the morning stars sang together. God says us. He says our. Every reader notices this and either follows it as confusing or accepts the traditional explanation that, oh yeah, it's the Trinity. Like we got the Father, we have the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and they're all together over creation. Now, I'm not going to tell you that the Trinity is wrong, of course, because I'm a Trinitarian. But that interpretation is reading New Testament theology backwards into a Hebrew text that predates it by 1,000 years. And the argument that I think makes the most biblical sense is that the biblical authors weren't doing Trinitarian theology in Genesis 1. They actually used other ways in the Old Testament to show a Trinity, or at the very least, that there's a Godhead. But when they used the terms us and our, they were working within the framework that their audience already knew. God here, as Heiser talks about, is addressing the divine council. And he gives one particular example here that I think makes it make sense. If we were to if all of you viewing this video, if all you were watching this video, and I wanted to offer to buy pizza for everyone, we just had like a big pizza party, which I'd love to do maybe one day, and orange juice. But if I were to offer that and I say, all right, guys, let's go get pizza, but I'm the one with the idea, and I go out and buy the pizza and I pay for it and then I bring it back. I'm the one who did everything, but I included you in the process. Let's go get pizza, but I do everything. That's the way that we ought to view this passage. God is saying, yeah, let's create, but we know that God alone is responsible for creation. If it were the Trinity, also, why would they even need to announce anything to themselves? That's the reading to me that makes the most sense of the language in its own context. Now, I can make the rest of the points I want to make in this video by not even using that passage at all. So if you don't agree with that interpretation, that's fine. The second example I want to give is particularly interesting, though. So in the first two chapters of Job, we literally have a really good example of the divine council in session. And this is one of the more obvious meetings of the divine council in the entire Bible, but it might challenge a lot of your assumptions or things that you've been taught. Now, there was the day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them. So the sons of God, which is plural, so there's a group of them, come to present themselves before Yahweh. And among them, a figure named Satan, or rather the figure is called Satan, Ha-Satan, translated as the accuser. In Job, this is not yet the fully personified enemy of God that the New Testament later develops on as the figure of Satan, because the word Satan is a title in Hebrew, or rather a function. So this being, whoever it was the accuser who has a position in the divine council, who challenges Yahweh's assessment of Job and essentially receives permission to test him. You can see my Evolution of Satan video for more detailed analysis on that, but the idea in this very specific scene is a divine being challenges Yahweh, functioning as the accuser, hence why he's called the Satan or Satan. But the point is, the council here is functional. Yahweh obviously rules over it, but the council is real, and they're active, and they're talking, and they're making points on what to do, and this and that, and all those things. But if that sounds weird, I can think of no better example of this than in 1 Kings 22. So the prophet Micaiah has a vision of what to do, like with the wicked king Ahab. He's a terrible king, and so the prophet Micaiah, when asked to prophesy about one of the outcomes of a battle, he has a vision, and here's what he sees. Essentially, all of Ahab's prophets were like, yeah, they're just a bunch. They're just telling King Ahab what he wants to hear, pretty much. So Micaiah shows up, and he's just like, no. But this is the vision that Micaiah sees. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing beside him on his right hand and on his left. And the Lord said, who will entice Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one thing said one thing, and another said another. Then a spirit came forward and stood before the Lord, saying, I will entice him. And the Lord said to him, by what means? And he said, well, I'll go out and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all the prophets. And he said, you are to entice him, and you shall succeed. Go out and do so. So first, a question is asked in this council. And then one of them volunteers with an idea and comes forward with a plan. The plan is approved, and then that member goes out and does it. So isn't it interesting that in heaven right now, Yahweh is ruling over a court of divine beings who are actively communicating their own ideas on how to rule? Now, that raises the second question. Does God need these beings to help?
In 800 feet, turn left onto the ramp.
But in the same breath, does God need you? Does God need me? No, he doesn't. But he includes us in his decisions and involves us. And honestly, I find that really, really cool. But why does it function this way? Well,
turn left onto the ramp. Then, turn right onto the ramp.
Your kingdom. But his sons, or usually his close family, usually were in the kingly court. They usually had the higher positions and all that. But below them would be the messengers and the other people doing like the active roles. And that sounds awfully familiar. The sons of the king would have the most important roles. And in this scenario, Yahweh is the king, and the sons of God are exactly that, his sons. But then you have Isaiah 6 in the throne room scene. It's another really good example. In the year that the king Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting up.
Turn right onto the ramp.
The reign of his robe filled the temple, and above him stood the seraphim. The seraphim, of course, are the fiery, burning ones who are serpentine divine beings, pretty much. And so they're there in the throne room. They're calling to one another, and then God says to them, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" So once again, it's for us. And Isaiah's response is, "Well, here I am, send me." So Isaiah's volunteering in this thing. So seemingly he actually got to see all this take place, which would have been crazy. But there's a detail about where this council meets that's rather easy to overlook. In both the Ugaritic material and the Hebrew Bible. Also, the reason why I keep bringing up the Ugaritic and the Hebrew Bible is essentially, sorry, I'm going to go on a little bit side tangent here. But essentially why this is important and this discovery was important because the language that was discovered in those findings, the language is actually very similar to what Hebrew is. So there's certain old Hebrew phrases that we didn't really know what they mean, but because we found this other language that's kind of like a sister language to it, and understanding the languages of Ugaritic actually can help us understand some of the weird things that the Bible is saying. So anyways, back to my point. In both the Ugaritic material and the Hebrew Bible, the divine assembly gathers on the mountain. El's council in the Ugaritic text meets on a mountain called Zaphon. That was the sacred mountain of the north. And Isaiah 14 verse 13 has the shining one say that I will sit on the mountain assembly with far reaches of the north. That phrase is the Ugaritic council, but now it's in the Hebrew text, which is why Mount Sinai matters so much, because Moses went up to the mountain not only to just receive the laws on a mountain, but he's literally going where the council meets. Which is actually funny, because if you think about that whole Exodus narrative, when Moses goes up, and then like there's this, his face comes down shining, but while he's up there, there's like cloud, it's just crazy. But anyways, there's one particular passage that I alluded to earlier in Deuteronomy 32:8-9. If you've seen a handful of videos on my channel, I've talked about this verse before, but I'm even going to talk about it once again. Because even after all these passages, if they're still not making complete sense, there's one particular passage in the Old Testament that this sort of whole idea hinges on. And this is the most important text for understanding the divine council's role, not only in history, but just even today. And it's one that hinges on a textual variant that most readers have never known about. And it's because the Masoretic text, which is the Hebrew manuscripts that most of our English translations are based on, reads the verse this way. When the Most High gave to their nations their inheritance, when he divided mankind, he fixed the borders of the peoples according to the number of the sons of Israel. But a Dead Sea Scrolls manuscript, 4Q Dut J, discovered at Qumran in 1952, reads something a little different. It says, according to the number of the sons of God. In the ancient Greek translation of the Old Testament, which is called the Septuagint, which was translated centuries before the Masoretic manuscripts, independently preserves the same reading. Sons of God and not sons of Israel. The scholarly consensus today is that the sons of God reading is the earlier, more original text. The Masoretic change was made later by scribes probably uncomfortable with the fact that you have plural gods. So substituting that with sons of Israel seemed to remove the nations among the sons of God. Each nation was assigned to a member of his divine council as a governing divine being, a patron deity, so to speak, in the language of the ancient world. But then verse 9 says this, but the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob his allotted heritage. So Yahweh kept Israel for himself. Every other nation got a son of God to rule over them. Israel got Yahweh directly. Now, that sounds like a could just stop there and just be interesting theology. But that's the entire structure of the Old Testament's relationship between Israel and the rest of the surrounding nations, which is practically what the whole Old Testament is talking about. When you encounter the Canaanite gods, the Egyptian gods, the Assyrian gods, the Babylonian gods in the divine council framework, those are not random, silly inventions made of wood and straw that these people were just bowing down and worshiping. In fact, there are many times in the Old Testament where these deities these people are worshiping clearly affect people and do things. Maybe we call them demons, but regardless of the label, they're real divine beings who received a real governing authority over the nations. And as Psalm 82 is about to tell us, they abused it. So with all that context, we can now read Psalm 82 properly. We know what the divine assembly is, we know who the Elohim in it are, and we know what their assignment was. God takes his place in the divine assembly and holds judgment. And he says, how long will you judge unjustly and show partiality to the wicked, give justice to the weak and to the fatherless, maintain the right of the afflicted and the destitute, rescue the weak and the needy, deliver them from the hand of the wicked. The gods entrusted with the nations showed favor to the wicked over the weak and vulnerable. Gods, sons of the Most High, all of you, nevertheless, like men, you shall die and fall like any prince. So these beings are going to fall and die like humans. Now, the traditional interpretation in Christian circles is that these quote-unquote gods are human judges, Israelite leaders who were called gods because they represented divine authority. That's an interpretation with a rather long history to it, but it wasn't the first interpretation, and it for sure is a reading that the discovery of Ugarit essentially demolished. The Ugaritic texts make it clear that the assembly of El, quote, the phrase used in Psalm 82 verse 1, is the divine council, the heavenly court. The scholar Hans Joachim Kraus, whose commentary on Psalms is one of the most standard academic references, pretty much came out and said that the human judge's interpretation has been rendered, quote, not worth discussing by modern scholarship, which is remarkably blunt for academic writing, but there it is. Mind you, Jesus actually quotes Psalm 82 when he defends his deity in John 10. We'll get there. That's actually a really, really important verse to this whole thing. But even adding more to this case, if you go 7 chapters later to Psalm 89, so from 82, 7 chapters, Psalm 89, it says that the council is taking place in the skies. Now, I don't know about you, but when was the last time you heard of a bunch of Jewish guys ruling out of heaven right now? I don't know. I haven't. The beings in Psalm 82 are the sons of God from Deuteronomy 32, the governing divine beings of the nations. And they are being condemned to die because they chose power and made the nations go worship them over just ruling correctly and administering justice, which is what they were supposed to do in the first place. And then Psalm 82 ends with a rather interesting prayer. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for you shall inherit all the nations. So the nations that were distributed to the rebellious divine beings, God makes his promise that he's going to reclaim them. And that's the prayer that the psalmist has. That prayer drives the entire rest of the biblical narrative. But here's a question that I know that a lot of you are probably having right now. If these are real divine beings called Elohim, if the nations are governed by the sons of God, the B'nai Elohim who actually have power, doesn't that mean that the Bible is pretty much just teaching polytheism with extra steps? And it does if we are thinking that the word G, O, and D means all of those things that we had said before in regards to being the attributes of God. To reiterate, how the biblical authors use the term God is not the same way that we use it today. So it doesn't, but the distinction really matters. Polytheism requires co-equal or co-eternal deities for, more or less. Gods who exist independently, who compete as peers to one another, who can challenge one another, so to speak. But that's not the divine council. These beings in the council are, number one, created, as Colossians 1:16 says explicitly that Christ created through.
Gee, man, I don't know.
Dude. Damn. You got any goals for the new 2019? No. I refuse.
No goals. Never get on TV. I don't want to be on TV.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
Because,
you know, you kind of age out of aspirations.
right?
You know?
I'm done with it, and I really like wearing logos too, yo. That's
Yeah.
really why I don't want to
That's true.
I only feel comfortable with like 6 or 7 logos.
I get that. No, that makes sense. Now, you were pretty. Jamel didn't think Blue Chew was real, dude.
Oh, really?
We're
I
really
didn't know
out.
if that shit was real or not.
We're really out here on dick pills, man.
Bruh, do they work?
Yeah, they're great.
Really?
You've never, and listen, as a man of size yourself,
Sure.
has your unhealthiness ever interfered with the hardness of your prick?
Nah, dude.
Really?
I don't drink Kool-Aid or none of that bullshit. That's
Oh,
what,
you don't drink water?
this fat is it's all organic, dude.
Yeah, you're just eating too many beans?
Yeah, real good bacon.
That actually is true.
Processed sugar?
You get animal fats. You get a lot of animal fats. It does help your T levels.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
I do
Sure.
shit.
Bacon's good for
So
you.
I should be eating more
High
bacon.
cholesterol. But look, the way a man should live: hard dick, heart explodes, 49 years old.
Fuck, dude.
I watched this documentary last night on
I gotta get
chronic
on there.
fatigue syndrome,
Uh-huh.
also known as myelitis encephalomyelitis, is something fucking.
Sounds stupid.
It's one of these fake diseases that only women get.
Like ovarian cancer.
No, like
Yeah.
fibromyalgia or fucking
Some thyroid
yeah,
shit.
What's
No, not
fibromyalgia?
And they're diseases
That sounds
that,
real.
the diseases that have no like biological markers, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no physical symptoms. It's just like my body hurts and I'm tired. And then they like keep going to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "Yeah, you have encephalogilus myelogilobodius."
John Lithgow.
They're like, "I knew it. I knew I was chronically ill and I should be in bed every day." Now, look, it's for whatever reason, all of these people who have this disease happen to live lives where not going to work is an option.
Right.
Where staying in bed all day fucking long is a viable option.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a huge burden on the people around them that love them, but it's still a fucking option.
Right.
And I watched this documentary last night. Now I could be wrong.
Yeah, you probably are.
In 2 years, we could find out that
If I had to guess.
there is some kind of evidence that these diseases exist. But I will still call them fake because I don't like any of the people that have these diseases.
What did they do to you, man?
Nothing.
Are you mad they figured out an even bigger grift than podcasting?
Anyways, now the documentary is so funny. It's just mostly like, it's this woman interviewing other women that are just in bed through Skype. So she's like on her iPhone, and she's just like, if we can only do like 30 seconds, whatever, that's fine. How does this disease like make you feel? And then this other bitch will be like, tired.
What is chronic fatigue syndrome?
Chronic fatigue syndrome. Yeah.
You're just always tired.
Yeah, and then they're always tired or they're in pain. Unless they have something they want to go do. In which case it's like, oh, it was a good day. I was walking again and I didn't need the wheelchair.
Right.
But then it was time to do the dishes. Once we got home, the flare-up started again.
Yeah, clear it up.
For some reason, my nice vacation to the Grand Canyon was all I needed to run around and hike. But the second I got home, it was right back to bed.
Something about the energy of the home.
Yeah. No, this woman's poor husband, the whole movie, he's like, he has to set up a camp out in the backyard because she's like, I think it might be the mold in the house or whatever. So she's making him change his clothes every 20 minutes.
What?
Yeah. They're like husband, and there's a scene where he's like, I just changed my clothes.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, it kind of defeats the whole purpose. If you wore the clothes in the house and come back, we're going to have to throw the tent out and buy a whole new tent. This guy's like, he's like, this feels insane to me.
Yeah.
Can you understand that? And she's like, look, I don't make the rules.
That is so fucking. Did they get divorced?
No, but the final shot of the movie is her like trying to tape him on an iPad. And he's just like pushing it out of his face. She's like, there's all these scenes where she's like, I just feel like a burden, and like I'm sapping energy from your life. And he's like, you bring so much joy to my life, you know?
Jesus.
And it's like, no, you can't help that person.
The truth is, you do not.
Yeah,
Even if you did at some point,
yeah,
that's gone from all these extra dumbass chores I have to do.
yeah.
I mean, maybe she still gives good neck, though.
Nah.
You don't think so?
The whole point is that you don't want to see anymore. That's why you're so tired.
Well, what if he just, you know, she opened her mouth and kind of let my man.
Anyways, my thing is, I'm angling for. I'm gonna wait until people forget I did this episode.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna get diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome. And live off the dole.
Love that. Do they get any kind of? Can you get disability for that?
No, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna have a government anymore. I think that's Trump's final plan is to keep the shutdown going forever.
Yeah.
Which does sound kind of hard. I'm with it.
Are people mad about it? Or
Oh yeah, they're mad. They're like, can you believe this? She was like a freshman in college doing a silly dance video with her friends. It's like, yeah, what the fuck? That's just dumbass child.
Yeah, that is what
college
freshman
shit.
year is.
But if now you know what really damaged her though is if somebody were to find I don't know other videos where she's wearing less clothes. So if anybody wants to harm her, release those. I hope they don't. I hope they. Yeah, it's not for me. I won't even look at her. I'll be mad because I really like her politically.
Yeah.
I'll be mad if videos of her.
Everybody knows that for you.
Titties out.
The last thing I saw was her self-care thing.
I didn't see that. Where she
She take like a week off for self-care.
She's back though.
Drink tea.
She's back and she's looking good. Wearing a white pantsuit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a fucking pianist. An
What the
upscale
fuck is
pianist.
self-care?
It's basically having fibromyalgia for a week or whatever.
Yeah.
Chronic fatigue
It's
syndrome.
fucking stupid, dude. I don't even bathe.
Yeah.
Work.
Constantly, dude.
Up at fucking 7 a.m.
Up at 7 a.m. texting the screen caps of a Korean man named, what was it?
No cum sock.
No cum sock. Just sending me his Wikipedia.
Yeah, dude, I gotta do research.
He's just a
Engineer from Korea.
Yeah.
No cum sock.
No cum sock. Damn. I could never be an engineer, dude. You know how fucking smart you have to be? How much math you need to know and shit?
Yeah, no one thought you could.
I know,
No one was like, you know what's time to be an engineer?
Yeah, but think about the
Like,
fact
no,
that some
come
people...
on. Me? No.
You know what, bitch? I could now that you said it. Fuck you.
Engineer a better turducken.
Yeah, I could. Absolutely. Yes, actually. You know what,
It needs some
Jamel?
improvement.
That is the way you get me into engineering. Is how to cook the perfect fucking pork shoulder. Which I got pretty close on.
Do you think turducken was the sort of the warning sign or the shot heard around the world for all of this trans stuff that's going on now? They were like, we're just gonna make any kind of fucking animal we want. And then it was like, but guess what? Now these animals get to use your little girl's bathroom. Maybe we went wrong in 2005 when we didn't.
When John Madden was talking about turducken.
It was John Madden from his ivory bus. We're gonna take over the bathrooms. It's pretty good bits. You shove a man into a woman's ass.
John Madden was just really into trans girls.
Yeah.
There's a step-by-step plan. To
You
get
can make a
people...
turducken and then a girl guy and
I love that he's just Bobcat
I
Goldthwait.
can't do John
I'm
Madden.
John Madden. Everybody's getting better.
Yeah, it's like Kermit. I can't.
Yeah, you had a piece of it the first time for sure.
Yeah, because he's got that. Yeah, something in there.
I don't know. Let's get Caliendo in.
Yeah.
Let's get him to do John Madden talking about how good trans pussy is.
These people haven't emailed y'all?
No, Caliendo has not emailed us yet.
That's crazy.
I know.
His
We keep
management-
talking about wanting to reboot Mad TV.
Yeah, his management's lacking.
Absolutely.
It's so funny that buses used to be segregated.
Yeah.
It's the fucking bus.
Yeah, it's a public bus. Next to bus.
A personal vehicle costs $200 in
Yeah.
like 1950.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? They're fucking up the bus?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Even poor fucking dumbass white trash felt superior. Riding the bus. It's like, motherfucker, get a fucking Geo Metro. Then you don't have to deal with black people. That should have been. That's how you get them upwardly mobile.
But I
Still
never,
racism.
I never understood the water fountain shit because it's like, okay, you don't want to drink water with me because you think you're gonna get like you're gonna some sort of black. Yeah, it's like, oh, your dick's gonna get big as fuck. And everybody's gonna like you, and you're gonna have like super wavy hair.
Yeah,
It's
the
gonna be tight as
waves.
fuck.
Well,
You'd
that's
be
interesting.
a funny prank as like a black guy in the 50s is you get like convincing white guy makeup and then you wait in line for the white fountain and then you're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna use the black fountain. You're like, guys, I'm just gonna use the black fountain. I don't want to wait in line. And then you use the water to wash the makeup off. You're like, ah, what's happening to me, brother?
Starts playing the blues.
And they're like, we knew it. We knew that would happen. That'd be a great prank.
That would be a really good prank.
That's a
Watching the
fucking prank.
Jamie Kennedy experiment.
This is the thing Nick would go back in time for, by the way. It wouldn't be kill Hitler. It would be get a black guy.
On that are tough.
Although it feels like anime nerd now has become maybe the biggest kind of like
Oh yeah,
most resurging
Yeah.
type of black guy. in
Donald
pop
Glover.
culture.
Donald Glover got us, man.
And
He
all
got us in there.
basketball players are doing it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're all wearing like exclusives with.
The Dragon Ball Z shit. There's a
Yeah.
the dude who's the starting point guard for the Kings.
De'Aaron
dressed
Fox.
like fucking Vegeta.
De'Aaron Fox yelled Kamehameha after he hit a three his rookie year. It was hilarious. And I love him. He's so good. But I don't know what happened. Were you ever into
Yeah, man.
Dragon Ball?
I
Or
did it all.
you did it all?
I'm pretty gay.
Yeah.
Pretty dumb, pretty gay.
I was exclusively Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I talked myself out of pussy admitting I liked Dragon Ball Z once. Wow. I still got jerked off for it.
That was the line.
Yeah, she was like, "Listen, you're lucky you didn't mention fucking I don't know, Gundam custom rope. I don't know."
Yeah, that's why I never had sex, bro, because I love Cowboy
Dude,
Bebop.
Yeah, what about there?
the most emails I ever got off this show was when I said one time, maybe I should get into Gundams.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, bruh!
Hundreds of emails, people like, hey man, if you're seriously considering getting into I can recommend you.
Incredible fucking losers. If you were one of those guys, man, come on, dude. What the fuck? Are you into Gundams, man? Do you want to ride? Although I guess riding around a Gundam.
I mean, having
having a real Gundam.
building model Gundam
is very gay.
yeah, don't do that.
Incredibly gay hobby.
Learn how to pour silicone and make your own pussy.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I make model pussies. Just a bitch comes over, there's a million of them on the shelf. Like, what the fuck is that? It's
Painting them
like,
with little glasses on.
yeah.
Yeah. Tip of your nose, just.
These are my Gundams. Bitch, you ever seen a fucking Gundam before? You fucking whore. You know what? Get the fuck out. I'm not gonna have sex with some dumb bitch who's never seen a Gundam.
She's like, I'm your math tutor.
Yeah, I'm your speech therapist.
I'm your court-ordered emotional counselor.
You're the supervisor of emotions. Your court-ordered emotional supervisor.
Yeah, you know, you get some of those, you do some stuff. Oh, fuck. Damn, what kind of Gundam would you like to have? Would you want to fly? Could they all fly?
I think they can all fly.
You just can like one with a sword.
You want a sword? Sword and blasters?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have rocket blasters too.
Yeah, some kind of sniper rifle I can use from the moon.
Trying to fuck the club up. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not even actually go to the club.
I'm trying to
light up the parking lot with the moon.
outside of club choices.
Yeah.
Outside of the paradox.
Fuck with anime, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why.
I've tried. I can't get into it. It's really gay.
I like Dragon Ball Z, and it's a nostalgia thing for me. And I liked One Punch Man. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
But I haven't tried any of the like, I don't know, Cowboy Bebops or whatever.
I was gonna go see Akira at Metrograph. I'm not watching here.
Oh, God. That sounded like a Plinko voice. The fuck?
Yeah, dude.
That did sound like Plinko.
His gas is escaping your horrific body.
Enjoy, fellas. Enjoy being free. Akira, that's...
I've never seen it.
Dude, I just saw Mandy. That shit rocks. Have you seen
Yeah,
this
that's
movie? You should see
Maybe I'll
it.
swing the couch around and I'll watch Mandy tonight.
Watch the Mandy. We'll talk about it on the next one, baby.
Action?
I'm gonna do some.
It's
some
long.
writing.
It's like half like moody ass horror movie, half like wild, like even more violent John Wick type shit. It's awesome. Yeah, it rocks.
Y'all ever seen
It's got Nicolas Cage in it, right?
Nicolas Cage, yeah. He's going crazy.
Somebody took my dick. No, I just got some really bad news. Somebody took my dick.
Yeah, Mandy's his cock's name. Someone steals it.
Dick Gone in 60 seconds?
Listen, somebody took my dick. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't.
Yeah.
He sounded good to me.
No, I'm just off.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
I got too confident thinking I could do a Chris Cooper impression. I blew it. I can't do any anymore.
Who's Chris Cooper again?
Is that the actor from Texas? He was in October Sky.
Oh, right. Really? That's the one that broke you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a deep cut.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Just
bro.
gotta drink a Gatorade.
Drink a blue Gatorade, you'll be fine, man.
For sure. Oh yeah, y'all ever seen China Strike Force?
No.
China Strike.
Yeah. It's just one of these wild, like low budget, like action movies. And I think they shot it in China for real.
Oh, yeah.
Julio is one of the bad guys, and he is hard as fuck in this movie.
That rules.
He's like he's like a bad guy who like doesn't do that dumb shit
Yeah.
that like Bond villains do. Like,
Right, he kills you
shoot a good dude
immediately.
and let the nigga leave
Right,
right away. Like, no, he's like killing your heroes with the quickness. It's
That
very good.
rules.
Yeah.
Damn. Chinese Strike Force?
China Strike Force.
China Strike Force.
Highly
You
recommend.
know a movie I loved when I was a kid? Remember Black Mass? The Jet Li movie?
Okay.
Yeah. I thought that movie was awesome.
Is that
So,
like
it's the mask. It's the mask with Jim Carrey, but he's in blackface.
No, it's not Jet Li. Yeah. Yeah, it's Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
It had Martin Lawrence dub over Jet Li.
doing the concussion voice?
You said become the strongest man in China?
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Just different kinds. Just Chinese guys talking like different kinds of black guys. An African
Black
one.
Mask is like dubbed, and there's like gangsters in the movie, but like some of them sound like Brooklyn gangsters.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, it's in Hong Kong or whatever the fuck it is. So it's like one of the Chinese guys like, who's the wise guy that left his phone home? It's like some Chinese guy. Who's one of you wise guys left your phone over here?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I gotta peep that shit. I gotta start reading, I think, man. I just started watching movies, and I think the next step is reading books.
Stop
I
it.
want to, though, man.
Stop it. You dumb like me.
I know, but I've been dumb for so long.
Fuck it, man.
I want to do flowers for Algernon.
I'm gonna start
I'm gonna be smart for like 2 weeks.
I'm gonna go out in the woods, but not animals.
I'm gonna start hunting.
Okay. Greatest
It's not animals.
Yeah.
Most dangerous game.
Yeah, there it is.
But who can you afford? Because those guys are like millionaires in the most dangerous game.
Yeah. I don't know.
You get a guy on TaskRabbit.
TaskRabbit in Staten Island.
Bring somebody to a private island.
That's easy.
It's just me and Bill Clinton and David Gavin. Chris Hopper. Oh, fuck, dude.
TaskRabbit is crazy, man.
That has to happen. There has to. Yeah. I like to blow a big piece of bubble gum. Goodbye. And you get a horrible infection.
Yeah, the bubble gum in the pussy can't get it out.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it.
I like to get the pussy out.
Yeah. You can pop your head out. You go, yeah, you're about to die of beans and tortillas, you fucking fat pig. You fucking pig bitch. That
guy is really good.
I really don't. I hope, you know, it's funny. The first time I watched it, I'm like, I guess it getting really gross. And I'm like, I'll watch it again. And you're like, okay. And by the ninth time you watch it, you're like, get it.
A master.
While you were watching a master.
I hope Trump takes him out at rallies. He's so
Yeah.
in the cabinet position.
He's like a session viewer. You know, where it's like you get drunk off this guy and it doesn't ever taste good, but you're like, fuck it, man, I love just drinking 30 Coors Lights.
Yeah, I love when he pauses and you can tell he's got nothing. They can't say anything either, so you just really slow.
Mikey and Scooter later. I guess at the same friend since 1994.
Yeah. He's like the dad from fucking, what do you call it? Sing Play.
Never seen it.
Dwight Yoakam. I didn't get those vibes from him. He seems like one of those older Austin guys that's just like, you know, doesn't get that he's not 23 years old.
Yeah, he's smoking that cig like a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Dude, that guy.
Great weather, great fucking food. Love living here in Austin, Tejas.
Dude, what should I do in Tejas? Oh, you guys are pretty Houston. No. I think you're thinking Vietnamese. I've heard Vietnamese.
It's like, Austin's cool if you don't live in New York.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like you live in...
If you live in fucking West Texas and end up in Austin for a weekend.
Or anywhere, you know, I mean, even if you're from like fucking like Richmond or something. A lot of people move from Richmond to Austin. I've had decent friends in Austin that move from Richmond.
Interesting.
And that's like sort of, that's like a graduated
Yeah.
move or whatever. But like, yeah,
Richmond is kind of like a little city.
you live in New York. Like, New York's the best.
city, yeah.
Okay, New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, New Orleans.
Number one.
I don't know about putting Philly in that crew, man.
Really?
Philly is pretty chill.
Dude, I love Philly.
Yeah.
I like it, but I don't. It's not like there's anything that distinctive. Like all those other cities have like are so their own thing. Philly's just kind of like, you know, like honestly, it's Baltimore, Philly, New York, and it's like.
So Philly not in the list, but you're putting Baltimore.
No, what I'm saying is it's like evolving Pokemon, dude. Back to Psyduck. Baltimore is the lowest level. Then it's Golduck. Then it's hard.
I think Philly's distinct from New York to a certain extent.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, they got the Iggles, dude.
Yeah. That whole you know, I don't know. The time I've spent like working Helium and hanging out in Center City and South Philly, it's like it's cool. It's great.
I like it. Don't get me wrong. I just think like it's not elite, dude. Sorry to feel this.
Well, yeah, it's not a global city in the same way that fucking New York.
And you want to see a global city, but it's a great. It's its own thing, and it's a great time.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
Bill, what's up? What's up?
What are you talking about, dude? We're talking cities. This is city talk.
What'd you contribute? You're sitting there sheepishly waiting to say Tel Aviv.
I wasn't going to say that.
I wasn't going to say. I didn't even think it. I didn't even think it. Some people say it's cool. I don't know. Some people have told me it's
none of that crossed my mind. But the food is to blame.
Really? What's the best meal you got in Tel Aviv?
I'm gonna do 2 weeks to do Moscow and then Chongqing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Nice little
to see the other. Because I mean, it's great. I mean, especially like communist China. It's like
Chongqing is like one of those future cities, though. Didn't they build like they build like fucking
I
futuristic?
have no
Like,
idea. I know nothing about it. But I would make sure this time I do a basic minimum amount of research into the place I'm going. To sit on a fucking 16-hour plane ride.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I guess I'll just stay in the Airbnb and take pictures of
you
it.
guys were making fun of me for looking up my listies.
Yeah.
But I was trying to find shit.
No, we were making fun of you for planning a whole other vacation and tricking us
No,
into going on.
I didn't.
So you go shopping.
That was
and
just
then look
one
at
night.
deer.
That was one day.
No, the shop. You literally tricked us into you going shopping
Yeah.
because it's the only place that has clothes for your frame.
Well, yes, and I'm going back to get more clothes for my frame.
Was somebody who shall not be named when we were shopping. And so it wasn't even you.
Even though I had coming off a foot injury, all I wanted to do was chill. We had to go to a big walking.
We got that fucking that steak.
I had the ice. Yeah, I know. I paid for everybody's fucking steak. You cocksuckers never gave me any of the money.
We did.
No. You're like, we'll Venmo you, and I would have $800 for the only good part of the fucking trip.
I'll Venmo you right now, bro.
Yeah, but I bought
It's
everything.
messed up.
No, I thought maybe there was something.
You were just walking around Tokyo trying to find a present for Ernest.
No, I bought him a present at the end.
Yeah.
That was what are you trying to do? Shit on Ernest?
No, I thought that was really
Even
sweet.
that, man.
His body's not even cold.
It's cold. It's very
It's
cold.
been cold.
All right, man.
Yeah.
We got some good cats in Baltimore. You holding it down.
A good boy.
You got a new cat in your
My
house.
brothers. Yeah, my boy Ralph, dude. Ralph Cifaretto Halkias.
What did Ian name Nick's cat? Heather. We gotta keep that
I've
going.
been calling the cat Meatball too.
Meatball.
She got fat.
I like Meatball's nice.
Yeah.
Wow. The influence of being forcing you to finally name it, dude. So Heather would.
No, the cat has always had transient names. Because the cat, they have many different personalities.
Okay. 9 lives.
Whatever it's doing at the time.
I got Odd. Well, I don't know. Ralph, I think is a good name for him.
I call you a lot of times. I'm like, what are you doing, you retard? That's come here, you little fucking retard. You pick her up from Rubber Valley. Yeah, it is. In the bed, just like staring at me. Okay, I'll put down little retard.
Sir, I can't do that. You're gonna have to put it
Sir,
yourself.
my brother's retarded. I'm like, oh, you do work on him too?
Is that where they come to the doctor? They come in.
Looking around the lobby to see if I'm crushing with the other people. Waiting with the day. Pal, you get a load of that? He's just crying and holding his dog. You know what I said? I said our fucking retard brother gets surgery done in here. What's the matter with you folks? What is it? Fucking, what is it, May Day in here? What is that anyways? Was that a bad day? Who do you celebrate on May Day?
Getting pussy. May Day's when everybody gets the sundress.
I finally watched Midsummer.
I haven't seen it.
It's just okay.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like
Coachella.
I didn't like the other one.
I didn't like the other one either.
Hereditary.
Not scary. Sorry.
I mean, he's like a very slick director.
The Johnsons was the scariest thing he made. I
Yeah.
thought about that for
The Johnsons was awesome, but yeah, it's a lot of his shit. It's like, you know, Midsummer's definitely better than Hereditary, but it's like, yeah, just
Hereditary was also just the same as Rosemary's Baby.
That's true. That is a good point.
yeah, Rosemary's Baby's great.
Yeah, it's sick.
But I like Hereditary.
Yeah, that shot of that sister with that exhaust tube in her mouth is creepy though. He's very. His image is short.
Oh, it's the fucking baby.
Shit, man, I didn't fucking see you, bro. Damn. The fuck is that? Hello? Hello?
Can I LOL? Why is the stream so laggy? Can't even hear the beautiful TDS.
Yeah, I had it off. I didn't realize it. I'm sorry. Good morning. So what's up? Oh, son of a bitch.
Can I LOL? We back?
Fuck. I have a problem now again. More fucking problems.
Can I LOL? Air issues again?
Yeah, it looks to be that way, brother. Is that because I had on the fucking heater? Oh boy. Always some shit.
In 600 feet, turn left. Turn left.
Kiss my ass. Temperature's going down now.
Can I LOL? Them niggas didn't fix shit. I told you not to trust franchise mechanics.
What choice do I have?
In 600 feet, turn left.
Should I have just not get it fixed, or I mean, what other option would there have been?
Turn left. Then, turn right onto the ramp.
Bitch.
Can I LOL? Should have told Tony to go fuck himself and bring you a working truck that doesn't break every day.
Well,
Can I LOL? /S.
to be fair, the truck doesn't break every day. For the most amount of time, for the amount of time that I've been driving it, it hasn't been breaking. Fuck me, man. Oh boy.
Turn right onto the ramp.
I will. Always some shit. Now the temperature is normal, so maybe it has a fucking something in the heater coil. I gotta make it to the truck stop now and check this motherfucker out. God damn it. Always some shit. So, what's going on? Everything fucking house? What's up, bro?
Can I LOL? What temp? Coolant or oil?
Coolant. Coolant. And I thought that was because I had the heat on, although I don't really need it. Man, I hope that's just the heater coil. Would be great if it was. Now we're back to like regular temperature, so I don't know.
Can I LOL? If you had the heat on, the coolant temp should be lower than with the heat off.
Oh. thing that I can think of, man. Uh, yeah, yeah. I have antifreeze. It's like pre-diluted 50-50 water and thing there. Now the temperature is normal. I don't know. I think it's something with the heater because I turned off the heater. Now everything's just fucking fine. There was a hose that burst a while back that fuck man. That it was on the other truck. But all they did was just turn the fucking there's
Can
like
I LOL? Well, that shit should have some anti-corrosion stuff in it.
okay. I kind of had a similar problem where there was a fucking really didn't even need it.
Can I LOL? Well, fuck this. Buffering every other word. I'll go eat my last pizza and work for a bit.
Well,
Maybe the connection gets better a bit later.
yeah. Oh, enjoy your day, and thanks for the help. Oh shit. And now we're merging another lane again. No one's letting me in. Guess I'll just crush them. Fuck. Why don't you press the gas and merge? And just fucking bust a left, you piece of shit. Of course.
You know, it's no Marty Scorsese.
It's nothing.
Marty,
Marty directs circles around that fucking beach.
Yeah, I thought this was
And the temperature is climbing. Oh, brother. Always some shit. Now it's going back down. I don't get it because shit, it happened to be cooling. Unless just a leak popped up from someplace. Well, we're gonna fucking pull over and check this bitch the fuck out. Pull over here. Yes, we will be pulling over here.
That's what we live in.
a sin.
Yeah. With like 19-year-old niggas always have sins.
Now, I be loving my son, but he be. They got him in special class. They say they're putting him in special classes already. Yeah, remember it was special. Call him gifted and talented because he keeps biting the other kids. That's a really good movie. Well, just pick a random white actress. Yeah. Anna Faris. Yeah, it's just a bad, not very racist. It's a man. Not very bad impression of. Have you seen him? With Kate Beckinsale. I'm with the Beckinsale.
Oh, well. Was moving cool for weeks, nigga. Nah, it's new issues.
Yeah, we were just watching cool things. I have to say the first one we watched, hour 20.
New issues.
We're near the end. That'll be a nice little treat for the end of that.
Nigga like, yeah, no, you gotta rush. I get it, why? Because ain't no telling the bitch about to break down all the fucking time.
It's a great. It's a
And
great.
everyone exactly. Have a time machine, and like, you know, if you could go back and just have sex, yeah, once.
I would go to that set and have sex with everyone.
I would love, honestly, I would love to.
The temperature is down. Let's see what the fuck is going on. Try this. Fucking need cooling. Why? I have no idea.
I guess I just never
It
saw
means that we have a leak. But
Indiana Jones stuff. No, actually, it's
just
regular
fucking
Jones
put.
stuff is good. That shot
See
with the
some
guy's
shit.
face looks cool. But I haven't seen the rest of it.
You didn't see the little Chinese boy?
Did see the little
Oh, you
Chinese
like him?
Whoever thought to make plastic coolant tanks is just. They deserve to be fucking shot. No police.
Childhood that I remember when sort of like was the Matrix. And that's it.
Yeah. I recently rewatched it. Still good.
Matrix still.
Matrix
Oh,
is good.
yeah.
Billy Madison is still
Billy
good.
Madison.
Because
Yeah,
it's
that's not
probably
like-
most likely
Yeah,
hot.
but that's from childhood.
Yeah, but I'm talking about.
I'm not.
Gonna have to wait a little while.
What do you mean? Because you don't have my artistic mind.
No,
Or I
that's
can
not
just
true.
fucking Rambo
You're
the shit.
close.
But
Artistic is close.
Maybe not your artistic mind, but
I Rambo that shit. Strong possibility I will fucking get burnt. Which, I mean, fuck it. Why not? Had a nice little burn. Cause when you play with fire, then you will get burned. Fuck it, why not? Start off your day with a nice burn. This bitch gotta leak somewhere. It has to. Because I checked the coolant yesterday and I even added some. So let's start the very. Let's cautiously put fucking coolant and open this bitch. Always some shit, boy. Always some shit, my nigga. So I remember putting coolant the other day. It isn't unreadily accessible. I believe there's some underneath the bunk, which requires a little bit of fandangling to grab that shit. So, what I will have to do, grab that shit. Under the bunk. Oh boy, I wasn't gonna say shit. It look like it's still oil or some shit up under the bunk. So that's a good thing. Because we want oil to be up under the bunk. All spilled up under there and shit. Shit now. This nigga's first fucking shit. Oh, well, where are you? I'm on the side of the road, nigga. That's where I'm at. Well, did you make it to the place? No, I didn't, because I'm on the side of the road. if you would have made it to the place, this would never happen. Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't, and it did. Well, what do we have here? We It's gross. At least it's gross, but it's what we got. Other gallons of water. This shit just fucking full of oil, dog. Full of fucking oil. It's full of oil. Okay. It's really all I have. Wait, no. If thank God I only drink distilled water. If this doesn't fill the shit, or at least bring it up to where it's readable, I have 4 gallons total, but definitely 2. I got like a half a gallon of piss. That might bring it up. Could probably pour some Monster in there. You know, we'll be all right. That is good. So yep. So what the fuck we gonna have to do? Pour some Monster in there, maybe I don't know. Glad I stopped, because that'd have been another shit. That'd have been another fucking problem. Oh, wow, not even open. Beautiful. Of course, there's oil all over the place now. But that's not my problem. Okay. All on this shit. Full of oil, which is fine. And boom. Thanks, bud. 2 more gallons of my own personal drinking water, which I don't see shit when it comes to the other ones, so I'm gonna pour these 2. Or at least pour one, see where it's at, and pour the other one. Hopefully this one will do it though. I have 1 gallon of drinking water to myself. What I'm gonna do is start this bitch, see what the fuck, because I don't see anywhere that it could be leaking either, which is kind of concerning, but I know that it has to be coming from someplace. So very weird, but I don't see where the fuck the water could be coming from, or where the water could be leaking from. Also, this drinking water I bought for myself, the plastic is so flimsy that the other one actually had a hole in it. But it didn't leak onto the floor, thankfully. So yeah, fuck modern day packaging. This. We lost 2 gallons of personal drinking water, but we gained two 2 gallon jugs of piss jugs. So just go make sure the water's circulating. I don't see any fucking place it could be leaking. Alright. Don't know where it could have been coming from. Only thing I could make up is probably for what? Human error? Like when I put shit. When I added coolant, maybe I didn't put the cap on tight enough, which I fucking doubt, but where else could it have came from? It was not me. I don't see any fucking leaks. I don't know, man. That's a weird one there. Hopefully this is not foreshadowing some shit that's gonna fucking happen, but I can't think of anything else. And usually when something goes wrong in my life, I tend to blame myself, so far we're here fucking look as if everything is fucking whatever. Won't know shit until I pull off. You know. I'm flustered. I need a snack. I need a quick pick me up. Let's go into the vault. No. No. Oh yes, Kashi. I mean not Kashi, but a fucking kind of bar. Hope he saw me too. Look at Charms Bar, you're my only friend. I hope it was me. I hope the fuck it was me. As far as money making goes, it would be best that it was me. Weirdly enough, I mean, I feel 50-50 like it could be, but I doubt it. 'Cause I put the shit on tight as fuck. Alright. We got air. Let's say you waste about 30 minutes. Moving strong, moving cool. All is well, all is good. By the grace of God. Still gonna stop to the truck stop though. Holding temperature, everything's fucking fine so far. hope it wasn't. It seemed fine, I mean. Never mind, fuck that. Gotta keep it slow. So far, so good. Knock on wood. Very weird. Very strange indeed. Maybe it being so hot the other day? I don't think so. Fuck, that can't be it. Not just me. That's quite odd. at top speed, everything's fine. So I don't know, man. It was very weird.
so many different levels. I really think this is one of those introductions where there's so much to say about this conversation that it could easily exceed the length of the interview itself if I were to dissect all of the different legally, economically, historically, toxicologically, pharmacologically interesting dimensions of this story. I mean, I think you could actually teach an organic chemistry class through this conversation alone in terms of understanding all of the different things that are being discussed. Markovnikov's rule, Zaitsev's rule, electrophilic addition reactions, E1 reactions, SN2 reactions. It's all here. But before getting into it, let me just give a tiny bit of background. So I'm in an amazing position where when I was younger, I was fascinated by clandestine synthesis, and I always felt that the only people that ever got to talk to clandestine chemists were forensic scientists working with law enforcement. And how on earth would you ever get to talk to somebody who lived their life making drugs? How do you hear that side of the story? And over the years, I got to this place where I was able to talk to people, and eventually people started coming to me to tell their stories. And this is one of the more extraordinary versions of that. Some interviews require incredible amounts of work to obtain, but this was not one of those interviews. In fact, this could not have possibly been easier. This chemist reached out to me and he said, I like listening to your interviews, but there's a whole criminal side of the world of clandestine synthesis that you never talk about, and I'd like to talk about it. He says, I'll come to New York and we'll have this conversation in person. I prefer to do it in person. I say, that's fine, I'll cover your plane ticket. He says, I don't want any money to do this. I just want to have this conversation. He may have been concerned that I wouldn't believe the story because it was so extraordinary. So he took a very interesting measure and filed a Freedom of Information Act request on himself to obtain all of the documentation regarding his arrest. And when we met, he came holding a 300-page stack of papers with newspaper clippings of his arrest and VHS tape of news reports of his arrest, photos of the equipment used in his lab, and more documentation that everything he describes in this conversation is real than I have ever had for any interview in the past. So I know sometimes I do these interviews and people will say, I don't know if I believe this guy. And that's good. It's good to be skeptical. It's good to regard everything that we hear with suspicion. But let me just say this. There is an enormous amount of evidence to corroborate every single thing that he says in this interview. I have digitized the 300 pages of documentation, but I'm leaning toward not releasing them. And the main reason is that there's a lot of names in it that I will have to manually redact. I think Adobe Acrobat has an auto redacting feature, but some of it's handwritten, and the last thing I want to do is cause this person any problems because he showed an enormous amount of trust in having this conversation with me, and the names have been changed in the conversation, and I just really don't want to cause him any problems. He did go to prison for what he is describing in this interview, but as you will find, the circumstances of his arrest were very unusual. They were unlike any other arrest circumstances I have ever heard about. In fact, he turned himself in because the circumstances of his chemistry had become so dangerous and so frightening that he felt going to prison was a safer alternative than continuing underground synthesis. I'll probably upload some of this. I'm going to take the news reports, which I've also digitized, and alter them slightly so that the name is removed. And it's not actually that he doesn't want his name known. he's okay with that, but I'm just not going to use it. So I'm really doing this because he showed me a lot of trust, and I'm trying to protect him. And I will go through them again and maybe pull out some of the analytical stuff that is really just like the percentage saffron into sassafras oil, things like that, which is interesting, but it's nothing revelatory. And we get into this in the conversation, but this is a really interesting confrontation with my own biases in discussing these stories. And my bias is to tell positive stories that emphasize the good intentions and the scientifically interesting dimensions of underground chemistry. I feel that there is a stereotype that has been perpetuated by journalists and law enforcement, and even shows like Breaking Bad, that anyone involved in underground chemistry is going to be enslaved by the cartel and forced at gunpoint to do drug synthesis, where everyone is going to be in it for the money, and there's going to be a lot of violence and criminality, when so often the stories are closer to someone like Steve Gill.
In 2 miles, take the exit on the right.
Hippie types who, for whatever reasons, end up working outside of academia and really just want to make psychedelics or other drugs because they find it interesting. So that's my bias in telling those kinds of stories. My effort to counter the typical stereotype in how people think about clandestine drug manufacturing. But, like any stereotype, it's sometimes true. People are enslaved. It's sometimes true that there is violence. And it's sometimes true that people have very bad intentions in what they're doing. And this is a story that involves threats of murder in multiple directions and many other sorts of extremely undesirable situations. That said, one thing I really love about this conversation is, despite the darkness, and there is extreme darkness, it's a 2.5 hour talk, and it just gets darker as it goes on. So if you're half an hour into it, you're thinking, this isn't so bad.
In a half mile, take the exit on the right.
But despite all of that, this is still someone who recognizes the beauty of chemistry, who understands that the drugs that he was making in and of themselves were good, and there was nothing wrong with the drugs. And so I think there's a lot of valuable lessons to be learned. And the major one is how things can get
Take the exit on the right.
very sticky as soon as money is involved. So anyway, that's one aspect of this, is the examination of the criminal trade surrounding this chemistry. But the other reason that this conversation is utterly fascinating to me is that the chemistry itself is so interesting. First of all, this kind of SN2 reaction with 2-bromosaffron to say 5-2-bromopropyl 2H13-benzodiazole, right? It's a mouthful. But his basic route is you react saffron with HBr. The HBr
In a half mile, take the exit on the right.
bromosaffron, and then you do an SN2 reaction with the 2-bromosaffron and ammonia. This can't just be done the way it could be done with alkylamine. The ammonia and the bromosaffron have to be reacted in a heated pressure vessel. So this is extremely dangerous, frightening chemistry. If someone
Take the exit on the right.
yeah, it certainly wouldn't be my first choice. But it's still a really interesting route that has very high atom economy. It's very cheap. There's a lot of reasons that I understand.
In a quarter mile, turn left.
It also contains fewer synthetic steps, unlike many of the saffron-based routes that first require isomerization to isosaffron. This, you just distill the sassafras oil, you can use the saffron. And all these stories are so interesting because when you really start thinking about, well, what's going on,
Turn left.
some really interesting chemistry mystery, often ones where the answers are not precisely known. For example, why is it that the bromosaffron is purple? Is it because HBr is hydrolyzing the methylene dioxide bridge and producing the bromopropyl catechol? Is it producing an orthoquinone? Is this related to the purple MDMA that was circulating somewhat recently? Why does the color change back? Why, during an E1 reaction, would there have been this explosion, right? I've seen other descriptions of explosive dehydrobrominations. What's going on? Why is this so energetic? Could it be that the dehydrobromination is not only exothermic, but that it is spontaneously yielding a gas that will rapidly increase the pressure of the system at a rate that outpaces the vacuum? And could one do a back-of-the-envelope calculation using the ideal gas law to figure out exactly how enormous that increase in pressure might be? Look into it. When he describes the superdope that is produced from reducing a mixture of ephedrine and pseudoephedrine, why might it be more potent, right? Assuming, just to give a hint at what I think is going on, is that you're probably getting enantiomer-enriched S-methamphetamine that's probably somewhat similar to the proprietary mixture of enantiomers in Adderall, right? Because if you do methamphetamine from P2P, you get racemic material, 50% R, 50% S. If you start with pseudoephedrine from nasal decongestants, you get completely 100% S methamphetamine. But if you mix ephedrine tablets with pseudoephedrine tablets, hypothetically, you might get something like 75% S, 25% R. Again, these are just some background ideas trying to explain. The reality is, who knows exactly what's going on? These are very interesting things to speculate about. So, yeah, I guess I can just ramble on about this, but I just want to say this is really the sort of thing that I'm so grateful for, because as amazing as it is to interview someone like William Leonard Picard, and it is, and it was great, and I look forward to releasing that, there's something about this that is almost, in a certain way, more rewarding. Because with William Leonard Picard, you have 50 people scratching at his door trying to make a documentary about it, maybe hundreds of people. With this person, I don't think this story would have ever been told by anyone. This is a story that would have come and gone without leaving a trace. It would have been some dusty files in a cabinet somewhere in Texas that people would have completely forgotten about. But wow, is there a lot here. So I hope you find this story as rich and provocative as I did. It warrants a couple listens, and there's a small kind of rumbling sound that I think is from his finger brushing the foam microphone cover periodically. I hope it is not too disturbing to people, but otherwise, I think the sound is pretty good on this one as well. So enjoy this conversation, and I will have the Gil video as well as the Q&A, as well as so much more coming out very soon. Soren bought some ketamine from a dealer.
This is some crazy shit. You f***ing muppet. This ketamine's spiritual, if you know what I mean.
Not knowing what that meant, Soren decided it would be prudent to send the sample off for analysis by Kaikion Analytics. He goes to kaikionanalytics.com and sees that their list of analyzed research chemical samples from vendors around the world shows a dizzying array of different compounds with different degrees of purity. Recognizing the danger of consuming an analytically uncharacterized chemical, Soren pays $20 for their simple qualitative analysis, puts the sample in a bag, seals the bag in an envelope, puts 3 stamps on the envelope, addresses it to Kaikion Analytics in Spain, and sends it off. 7 days after receiving the sample, Soren received his results, and now, thanks to Kaikion, he's able to proceed, illuminated by the understanding that chemical analysis affords. And you can do the same. Go to kaikionanalytics.com.
Long that are calling it a huge drug bust just south of
San Antonio. A lab capable of making nearly $1 million worth of ecstasy. Active on the tip, members of the SAPD Drug Task Force and DPS narcotics investigators swooped down on the drug lab in Frio County, found enough material to manufacture 300,000 tablets of ecstasy. 25-year-old was arrested and is now facing multiple drug possession and manufacturing charges. He's in the Frio County Jail under $1 million bond.
Okay, cool. So I think it would be easiest to just go through this chronologically, if that works for you. I mean,
Sure.
that tends to be.
What makes most sense?
Yeah,
It'll be hard to go backwards.
yeah. Yeah. So maybe we should just start at your childhood, how you grew up, where you grew up, how you got into this.
Fair enough. I would say I had a fairly normal childhood until I was about 12. My father was a submarine commander in the Navy. My mother was a semi-professional athlete.
Okay.
Tennis player. She won the Houston Open in 1976.
Nice.
18 months after giving birth to me, which is odd. You know, I mean, that's just the fact that she gave birth to me, and then 18 months later won the Houston Open with me, brother.
I guess it makes one strong as a character.
So,
Yeah.
like I said, before that, 12 was probably picture perfect life, you know, picturesque, you know. And then I had a brother that passed away when I was about 10 in childbirth. He died at about 6 weeks old. That really affected my mother. And it took a few years to manifest, but after about 12 years old, my mother went mentally ill because of the loss of her son.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's when my life changed dramatically because of that. My mother spent most of from when I was 12 to almost 19 years old in a mental station. In and out.
What was going on with her?
She technically has been diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy, but I don't quite buy it because I've never seen a seizure. I've never seen it. I think my mom was addicted to drugs and was very intelligent. She used to have the Merck manual, not the Merck index, but the Merck manual. And any drug she wanted, those were earmarked on the disease she wanted that week. And so I figured she just was doctor shopping, some little Xanax and Black Mollies, back and forth, back and forth.
Like what decade is this?
She got it was 12, so it'd be 86.
Oh, 86. Okay.
86, yeah. 74. So, yeah, about 86 is when it started. She was in and out pretty much from when I was 12 till a young adult. My dad passed away at 19, but the fact that she was in and out of the mental institution, and I pretty much ran the house. I was in charge of her. I have an older brother who's autistic. And so basically I'm the oldest by default, kind of, I think you call it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of ran the roost. But in a way, it kind of made me independent, but at the same time, just, I kind of did what I wanted. You know what I mean? I had nobody tell me different. So basically at that point in my life, I took a left turn. Let's just say that. I think that's kind of at the same time I started getting an interest in books. And it didn't start out with chemistry books. It started out with this particular catalog I ordered out of the back of High Times magazine called Lupantics Unlimited. I remember getting the catalog, and the catalog had everything in it from the Anarchist Cookbook to books about identities and, you know, pick-me locks and, you know, drugs and any gamut of information. It's just oddball stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember ordering my first book, which ended up being like a pamphlet in the end. I thought it was going to be a book, comes in like a little pamphlet. I don't even remember what it was. It was probably something about picking locks or something. And, you know, it was really stupid, to be honest with you, because looking at the book, I remember it was like probably 15, 20 pages long. I probably paid $8 for it or something. And, but I remember in that catalog, they had drug books. And as I got older, I started to have an interest in marijuana. I used to smoke a lot of pot and LSD. I used to do a lot of acid. And I think a book tried to do banana peels, did not work. I did all that stuff. I even ordered a book about explosives. And by the way, some of it does work. Some of it does work. It taught me how to make green gunpowder out of sulfur, saltpeter, and charcoal. As a kid, I used to be that guy. Used to make that stuff from the stuff at the pharmacy. You could go get it. You could get all the parts to it. Back in the days.
It's weird because I was also extremely into lock picking when I was younger, like the overlap between these seemingly unrelated things, lock picking, explosives, and making psychoactive drugs.
I think it's the deviant factor. I call it deviant factor. I wrote something down. I call
stuff that I've done in my life that I consider in that category. The lock picking thing is funny because I actually ordered some lock picks over time. I got some, and I even had a tubular lock pick. I never was able to pick shit. I never was able to get the picks to work.
Really?
To pick locks. I could not, because a 5 tumbler versus a 3 tumbler. I mean, yeah, I could probably do a two tumbler, but that's fairly easy. But I mean, a real lock, like a door.
I never tried any of the cylindrical, tubular vending machine type locks.
It didn't work at all.
But I was definitely able to pick padlocks and some door locks. I mean, most padlocks are barely even locks.
I don't think I tried a padlock. I think I should have started there.
Yeah.
I think I went straight to the locks and wasn't able to do it. Got frustrated and stopped.
Yeah.
I think is what happened with that. But yeah, it is interesting that the categories of stuff in the catalog. It's funny. I remember the name of it and how I got it. The back of High Times. It's literally how I got it. High Times magazine had a little ad in the back. It said order catalog or whatever, free catalog. Of course, I got it. This is back in the day when you had to call 1-800 number. There was no internet. That's how I got that. But the book collection actually, that's where it started. And I think as I got older into high school and I actually started selling acid, my proceeds didn't go to fancy clothes. I bought more books. I just got addicted to buying books. And I'll be honest, I'll be totally honest with you. A lot of the reference books I ended up buying, which I'll tell you later what happened to them, which is interesting. I didn't even understand a portion of them. I didn't. I just wanted them.
Right.
I just wanted the books. And like a lot of times I would just lay the books out and jump from one to the other and see how they kind of relate to each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, sometimes chemically similar, some not at all. Or some of them say just sound similar. It's just that's how it would start. I would just kind of jump around and look at different angles of them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's again same deal. Book obsession is another extremely common thing. I'm the same way. All my books are at the other place moving from, but it becomes like a compulsion.
The one I really wanted and never could get was the original photos. Oh my God, I wanted that so bad. I know about that book. Like, I know about that book. I want it. I actually had a second edition photocopy that I got out of a library that I photocopied the whole book. I actually found it in a second edition in a library, university library. And I photocopied the whole thing.
That's awesome.
I wanted first edition. I could never find it.
I wonder if the current generation, I think it goes beyond just being spoiled by endless access to endless information, but maybe there's even just a lack of appreciation for it. Because it would be one thing if everybody just took it for granted like that, I could imagine, because why wouldn't you take it for granted if your entire life, every piece of information is going to Google search away? But there's another layer to it where I feel that people almost just don't even, when the information became more available, people started caring about it less.
I agree, because I remember the decimal system, having to go find the books from the actual library. You go to the card catalog, your card, do your decimal system, go find the card, then go find the book, at the libraries. I mean, it took effort. It took effort to find the book.
And then you find the book and you photocopy every page, and then you have this connection of the labor associated with preserving this information. And if you don't preserve it, you may never see the book again. So you're reading all these books, you're getting interested in the whole deal.
Right. I guess it started with taking a little bit of acid in high school, which I actually sold it to make ends meet because I wasn't doing very well at home in that situation. So I used it as a way to eat, basically. Proceeds. I noticed a lot of my friends were also doing similar things that I was doing. Selling acid, making money, and buying nice clothes, and getting other things. I was literally putting that money into books.
Yeah.
And I'm being completely honest with you, I didn't understand a good portion of the books I bought. Probably the knowledge in them was so much greater than I had that I was just sometimes look at a book and not understand it, and have to come back a year or two.
By opening the book, you can then learn the information. You don't just get books on things you already know. Like, I do exactly the same thing. Sometimes I'll buy a book specifically on crystallography or something, because I think having this on the shelf will motivate me to internalize this information about crystallography that I otherwise might not feel motivated to learn.
Yeah, I got one about magnetic crystallography one time. Didn't understand shit about it. Didn't understand anything about it. But I still bought it. At a bookstore. I remember buying that one. I That was one of those ones that way above my pay grade. I was like, I bought it thinking, oh, this sounds cool, and I didn't understand hardly anything in it. I mean, I still would have bought it.
MDMA in the United States.
Yeah, I think that I didn't try MDMA until I was like 17. I fell in love with it. It was just amazing the first time I did it. And I think that is definite when I did that the first time. I actually just want to